What's going on, ladies and gents? Cerebro here for T3G, and today we're going to be talking about the GameStick. Now, I will say ahead of time, I got this kind of on a special deal. It was back for Christmas. This is actually the second time I'm recording this video because things like to break and my hard drives failed, so that entire video is gone. So, doing it again. It's taken a couple months just because I was a little salty about losing all that video, so here we are. Now, this is the GameStick, and the concept of the GameStick is that you are supposed to be able to take this anywhere and plug it into anyone's TV and get to gaming. So let's talk about it. Jesus. Things like flew, it was crazy. The first thing I'll say is they've got some really nice packaging. This is kind of their instructions. They come in this nice black envelope. They slide out. They're pretty detailed instructions. They identify all the parts, so pretty cool. I like that. It's pretty much where the list ends about the things that I liked. So here is the main body of the device. This is the controller itself. It actually houses the GameStick itself. It has a little slider bar down here that you can pull it out, and this basically looks like a flash drive from 2005. It's just really big, and it plugs in directly to an HDMI plug. It has a little reset switch on it. It has a micro SD card slot, and it has a micro USB plug for power. And that's what really gets me, is that you need that micro USB for power. So the whole idea, like I said, is that you are supposed to be able to go to anyone's house basically with this in your pocket and hook it up to anybody's TV. Problem being, this needs power. So let's say you do charge this. This is a wireless charge device. This is fully charged. You still need your charging cable. And that doesn't really help if you don't have one with you, or if you go to somebody's house that doesn't have an Android phone and they've got, you know, let's say an iPhone and they're using a lightning cable. Well, they don't have a micro USB cable that you can use. So that's kind of the drawback in my mind of the concept behind this. Otherwise, it's cool enough, I guess. It also comes with a little HDMI extension cable. This is a USB extension cable, so you can actually charge this while you plug in a keyboard and or USB storage device. So you can actually play a lot of these games on keyboard and mouse, which I know a lot of people like, so that's kind of cool. So let's put that all aside. The controller itself is very bulky. It's really rectangular design, is not something I'm super fond of. It does have the Xbox style layout, which I really like. You've got the opposite side sticks, and you've got the D-pad on the bottom with the buttons on the top right. I really like that. It does have the bumpers, which is whatever. I mean, pretty much every controller now has bumpers. It's got the main button in the middle, which does take you to the home screen, and yeah, I mean, otherwise it's just not comfortable. I mean, that's really the only thing that I can say about it. Is it's usable. You can definitely use it. It has a bit of a feel like kind of the old Super Nintendo or Nintendo controllers, because it is, like I said, very boxy and not very comfortable. But I think it's good enough that you could use it for some casual gameplay. I don't think this, I mean, you definitely wouldn't want to stick with this for like a long term or long time gameplaying. One little cosmetic thing that I don't like is that because this is housed in the controller itself, the little flap here doesn't actually slide out all the way. It doesn't cover it completely. So it's kind of like a cosmetic thing that, I don't know, the little spring in there should maybe be a little stronger to leave that open. Just, it's kind of a little dumb thing. But the main thing I want to talk about, we'll put these down here. The main thing I want to talk about is that I had this plugged in 2 rooms that way in the office. The Wi-Fi on this thing is terrible. Absolutely terrible. One game took about 3 hours to download. And then when it came time to open it and it had to do its updates, it took another ridiculous amount of time. So the Wi-Fi on this is awful. And I really wanted to give this thing a fair shot and say, all right, you know, the Wi-Fi isn't the greatest on things. I'm a couple rooms over. Let's see if we can set this up so I have the best possible outcome. So then I went ahead and picked up, that was a heavy box, the GameStick dock. Now, this is kind of cool in that it gives you an Ethernet plug, which is really nice. It gives you a full-size SD port, or SD slot, where you can plug in a full-size SD card. Another USB on the back and a USB on the front. So you've got a lot of options, and you've got your standard barrel style power cable. Now it comes with a 6-foot HDMI extension cable, which is freaking awesome. So that by itself is worth the 20 bucks for me, honestly. And basically what you're supposed to do is slide this bad boy open. I always forget if it's this way. No, it's this way. So it's upside down because the charging port has to face towards the end, because this outside piece actually has the plug that slots in. So you've got your power. So your power goes directly through. And the other nice thing about this setup is that this actually has two little metal contacts on the bottom. So they exist on top of the dock, and you can charge the controller right on the dock. So overall, this ends up looking like a very kind of cool setup overall. You've got kind of like a little mini console. But I think, to me, it defeats the entire purpose of what this is purported to be, right? It's meant to be portable, but you really need all this stuff that makes it really grounded to where you live for it to work properly and effectively. So let's say we ignore the fact that it's supposed to be portable and check out what it is that you actually get when you plug this bad boy in and see it on your screen. Alright, so here it is. This is the main setup here. We've got it in 1080p here. So you can see kind of the lag here. It's not very quick. So this is everything we've got. Let's see here. I've pretty much... I already have that. No, I don't have that. Well, let's see how fast it is. So I've pretty much gotten all the free games, but it looks like I missed one, or they got a new one, which I didn't actually see being... See, now I look like a jerk, because it's actually still on Wi-Fi. So apparently they are expanding their games, their available games, which it didn't look like they were. It looked like they had a pretty small collection. Well, this is a very small game then. Let's take a look here real quick, see how it operates. Okay. So we'll hit the yes. Well, that's an exceptional performance from that game. But let's say if we want to do something a little more serious, and we go over into our Shadow Gun, which is, I would say, on the level of like a Call of Duty as far as graphics quality and things like that. So it is already downloaded. Yeah, sure, we'll resume. Kill that audio just so it's not... And waiting. Yes, so I don't know if you guys can already see it. There's definitely a little bit of a laggage, and this is kind of the cutscene portion. And I'm about, I'd say, about 7 feet away with the controller. So the last time I tried this from about 3 feet away with some stuff in the way, it was awful. So this is, there's like a solid half-second lag. I'm going to try to show you guys here the delay. I'm going to try to put the controller right next to the mic so you guys can hear when I actually click the controller and when it moves. Yeah, there's definitely a delay, and again, this is supposed to be kind of a usable game. Now this I can't blame on the system, I can blame this on the developers. The slowness of that animation. Let's see, I think there's actually some enemies here around the corner. Perhaps? Try to locate ammo box. Okay. Alright. Get behind the statue. Okay. Oh my. Yellow circles. Ah, those aren't yellow. See, this is the problem here. Because of the delay, it's really hard to aim. Ah. Oh my god. Oh, come on. That's it pretty much for the actual experience of it. Now, it does have a media app, and that actually does work pretty well, the media player. I've played a couple videos through it, and that works really well. So I'd say that's pretty much what I'm going to be using this for. If I've got a movie that I can throw in on a hard drive and just hook up a bunch of movies on that, I definitely do that. The Tofu Media Center, I have tried to make this work the way it should be, but it still doesn't work for me. So I've got some media on a network drive, and this thing is not seeing it. It's not connecting to it. So maybe something to play with some more, but I've got an Android box that I've got set up that will probably serve a lot better. That's already set up for the XMVC, or XBMC rather. So as I was saying, the overall, it looks like they do, like I said, it looks like they definitely expanded their offering a bit. I've got a few more games that were not here last time I hooked this up. So that's good, but it's still a very slim offering. This is by no means, so that's pretty much it right there. This is by no means the Android store, even though this is based on Android, which is kind of what upsets me, is that being that it's based on Android, it still has its own set of games versus actually using the very vast Android market. So yeah, this is disappointing to say the least, but I'll try out some of these newer free games and see if I like anything to actually use this as a game device. So that's pretty much that for the GameStick. I don't love it. I'm glad that I didn't pay the full, I think it's like 80 bucks on their website. I'm extremely glad I didn't pay the 80 bucks. It was 16 and some change on for Christmas at GameStop. I think they were trying to get rid of it, probably because it didn't sell well. So I mean, I'm going to try to use it as a media device for the time being, but even then, I don't know. I just don't know how much use I'm going to get out of it. It's 40 bucks that I blew, basically. I don't think I'm going to be using it much, but that's my thoughts. If you see it, if you're peaked, keep walking. There's other better things, especially the $40 range. You could probably buy something that's more entertaining than this. A couple DVDs or Blu-rays. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it. If you liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We have our Facebook contest still going on, so when we hit that 100 likes, we're going to be giving away that Audio-Technica headset and the router. So help us get there, and maybe you could be the winner. But otherwise, as always, I have been Cerebro for T3G, signing off.